Hello everyone, welcome to Full Moon Movies. Days of Thunder speeds onto screen with all the intensity and showmanship of a NASCAR race and then asks what happened when glory stops feeling like winning. Directed by Tony Scott, this film follows Tom Cruise as Cole Trickle, a rising stock car driver who arrives in Daytona with a raw talent and charisma. But beneath the speedways and burnout lines pulses a story about ego, mentorship, love, and the crash that reshapes ambition. Cole arrives in the racing world as an unanswered question, well dressed, optimistic, and unpolished. He's quick with a wink but unaware that confidence alone doesn't win championships. Now then enters Robert Rowdy Burns, played by Michael Rooker, the established veteran who sees Cole as a flash in the pan. Their rivalry starts combustible, but when disaster strikes and Burns literally takes flames to Cole, injury becomes transformation. Now that crash isn't just an action beat, it's a point of reckoning. As we go in detail about the key characters and their arcs, we find that Cole's real growth begins when he meets Harry Hogg, played by Robert Duvall, a seasoned crew chief who sees through flashy ambition into the soul beneath. Duvall grounds the film in emotional gravitas. He's a father figure with a broken faith in racing, haunted by past tragedy. Cole's arc shifts from cocky rookie to someone seeking meaning in more than trophies. He learns that skills without heart is just a dust on the track. Wendell Scott, played by Carrie Elves, sabotages Cole's dream not with fits but with politics. But the real emotional counterpoint comes from Dr. Clary Levicki, played by Nicole Kidman, a neurosurgeon whose calm meets Cole's chaos. Now their romance sparkles not just because of stolen kisses after crashes, but because Clary, unlike everyone else, refuses to be dazzled by speed. She demands substance, a narrative pull that brings Cole back to himself. Key scenes build this emotional machine at full throttle. The training montage isn't overblown. It's sweaty tire turns and numbers flashing behind him. The Daytona race feels brutal and charged. But two stands out. Cole saving Harry's daughter in a near crash, showing he's not just running for personal glory, and the final NASCAR showdown where every turn feels like both a redemption and reckoning. Scorsese's level intensity? No, but Tony Scott's direction is kinetic in its own right. Fast cars, sun-drenched tracks, smoke filling in the air, it looks glorious and feverish. Ralph Moeller's cinematography gives the world grit and heat. Flame bursts from tires, the blur of pit crews, sweat on glass visors. Hans Zimmer and Sammy Hagar's soundtrack merges adrenaline rock with suspense, and the cars thunder like live weapons. The film perfectly captures the late 80s ambition-obsessed culture, the sunburned skin, the sponsor logos, and every trophy cut to the camera. But behind that veneer lies a meditation on professionalism, learning to fail fast, build trust, and race without ego. That collision of flair and humility is what grounds the story. Critics gave mixed reviews at the time. Some called it superficial, others praised its energy, yet the box office understood. Days of Thunder grossed over 157 million worldwide on a 60 million budget. It became the third highest grossing sports film of the 1990s and remains one of Tom Cruise's most iconic early roles. Now, in terms of Blu-ray release, this is the 2020's Paramount release that brings the Days of Thunder with upgraded quality and collector-friendly art. Now, this is a single disc 1080p Blu-ray transferred sourced from a new 4K scan supervised by producer Jerry Bruckheimer. Now, the packaging includes a fold-open slipcover, which, when opened, reveals additional artwork reminiscent of the vintage theatrical poster design. Now, inside the case is a clear with printed interiors containing racing imagery and quotes from the production team. Now, the picture quality is superb. A finely rendered screen structure, color depth, and detail retain authenticity. The facial textures and the engine green, garage interiors, and raceway surfaces play out in rich clarity. Shadows and highlights preserve the filmic roots while boosting the contrast and sharpness. The audio comes with the Dolby True HD 5.1, the dynamic track handles roaring engines, crowd ambience, and Zimmer's music with energetic punch. The dialogue still remains crisp. Soundstage allows passing race cars and pit sounds to move across channels. Now there is no Atmos mix because this is not a 4K release, but the looseless surround is impactful and immersive. Now, in terms of extra, you can find a brand new filmmaker focused featurette with producer Jerry Bruckheimer, approximately 6 to 7 minutes, exploring Tony Scott's filmmaking approach and the real world risk behind race sequences. There is also a hidden isolated soundtrack option, allowing the film's score to play unaccompanied by dialogue or effects, formerly available on previous edition. Now, these are modest but aligned with the film's direct, fast-pacing aesthetics. Now, despite the lack of extensive bonus material, the presentation of both visual and physical is especially strong. The Paramount Presents branding includes a collectible packaging that feels a bit curated for fans. Now, some may wish to have a deeper archival materials, but this release prioritizes images, sounds, and legacy rather than overload. In conclusion, Days of Thunder may wear the glows of 80s overconfidence, but beneath it lies a film about the cost of ambition, how you risk your pride, your body, even your heart just to go faster. Now, whether you're a racing fan or someone drawn to stories about facing limits, this movie brings clarity, punch, and heart that never lets up until the checkered flag. In conclusion, Days of Thunder is more than a pretty car film. It's a turbocharged, hard story about reckoning with fear, steering ambition, and learning to slow down when everything around you demands full throttle. It's not just for racing fans, but for anyone who ever chased a dream too close to the edge. Now, this movie is a must-watch.